Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video we're going to be going over the latest letter from the producer. Now these are not live letters. Letters from the producer are forum posts that occasionally get posted in lieu of live letters. Normally having just kind of an update on development or an update on a stance on something whenever something important is happening in the community. We knew we were getting one in the first week of July. We got one right on July 1st, and we're going to be covering the contents of that in this video. We got the patch date for patch 5.3, we got the next live letter date, and we got a little bit of a peek into 5.3, just one of the things that they're working on, as well as an update on their actual working schedule and their plans going forward with everything that's been happening over the past several months. Now, the start of this live letter is mostly an introduction. It's Yoshi P talking. He says it was originally slated to release on June 16th. We knew that already. Everything's back on course. They had so many setbacks, but everything's looking good now. They've decided on a new patch release schedule. And as of right now, patch 5.3, Reflections in Crystal, is scheduled to be released on Tuesday, August 11th, 2020. Now that is kind of the big topic for this video because I've got a few things to say about that. One, good to have a date. I can now plan the rest of my summer around that. You know, we've got Origami King for Paper Mario, got to try out New World, PSO2 has updates. So having that set date, I'm glad that I finally have it in my schedule. It was a couple of weeks off my prediction. I predicted July 28th, seemed reasonable. They said probably add another week or two originally onto that 1 month estimate. And the Dragon Quest X event ends on July 27th. So I was like, oh, they're probably ending it right before it comes out. And that made sense to me. Maybe there was a time when they thought it would be out on July 28th, but that's clearly not the case. Tuesday, August 11th, 2020. Now, I was live streaming when this information was being passed around. It was there when I woke up, but I didn't have time to make a video. And so I've had plenty of time to absorb a day's worth of people's reactions to this release date. And I've got a little bit of a PSA regarding this. COVID-19 has shaken a lot of things up, to put it very, very mildly. And there was never any sort of consistency in guessing or predicting when the patch would be. It was silly to think that there ever would be. And I'm just glad that we actually have a release date and the development team is largely safe. They actually go on in the rest of this post to talk about one of the other problems, and that not only did they have to get everyone's work setups, working from home, but they also had to make sure for certain activities they properly had social distancing set up in their actual office. So, but now they've got all of that set up, and all of that has led to this approximately 2-month delay on the patch. I think it's a reasonable reaction to be like, oh, man, August 11th? It's so far. I just want 5.3. Whatever. What are you going to do about it? Because that's the truth of the matter. What are you going to do about this? Nobody could have predicted anything. Nobody could have said for certain anything was going to happen a certain way. This is what we got. And that's just how it's going to be. But if you're somebody who's out there whining and throwing a hissy fit like you're owed something in all of this, my PSA is, please shut up. Because the safety of the development team matters more than you waiting another 2 weeks than you may have initially thought. And if you're thinking, oh, they originally said a week, in a month, in that literal same live letter, they said realistically probably another week or two on top. And you know what? Not unreasonable that it maybe is another week or two on top of that. So if you're whining and complaining and you're actively up in arms, you've got your pitchforks and your torches, shut up. That's all I have to say. Now, moving on to the rest of this, like I said, they do describe that they have everything set up to be able to do QA work from the office for large-scale content, which was actually one of the big things that caused that additional 2-week delay. They needed to be able to get 24 people together to properly QA Yorha Dark Apocalypse's raid, and of course, to QA the large-scale encounters and the resistance weapon content, specifically the Southern Bastion front. That's what helped them get all this social distancing set up in their actual office and resulted in the 2-month delay. Now that all of that has set up, from August 11th onward, they will be resuming their normal patch schedule, the schedule we've come to know all this time over the years. They say 3.5 months. It usually comes out closer to 4, so about that normal period, but not a 6-month patch cycle like we had for this one. And ultimately, the lesson here, they're not going to speed up the development of a future patch to make up for a previous patch. I don't know why some people thought that was going to be a thing, but I have had other people come to me with that thought. Oh, do you think 5.4 will only take them like 2.5 months instead? No, that's not how this works. You don't just magically find more development time for that stuff after everything that's happened. You got to stick to a schedule. You got to stick to the product plan, to the management of everything. You can't just speed up another patch and then try to get back on your old schedule. from this point on, August 11th on, unless we have another major incident where it also delays patches like this, we can assume 3.5 to 4 months. 16 weeks is normally the measure that I actually go by. So like I said, about 4 months. And of course, expected expansion will also be delayed by approximately 2 months. I would have predicted first week of July for the next expansion in 2021, first week of September, about maybe second week of September. But that's what my new prediction is for the next expansion launch. And that's where we're going to sit from now on. And again, if you're whining and complaining, shut up. That's all there is to it. Now, they did give us this little image also, which appears to be a tank, but it also isn't just a tank. It's an actual screenshot in game. You can see there's actually dialogue at the bottom. And unfortunately, this is what I don't have a translation for. I wonder if I hop over to Reddit real quick on like another tab, if somebody's translated that, that top thing. There's 610 comments. Oh, you know what? Discord, the Final Fantasy XIV Reddit Discord might even have a slight translation of it. No, I don't see one there. Yeah, I don't see one. Oh no, looks like I clicked the wrong thing. I'm just really curious if there is anything there. Maintain consistent patch schedule. Why is Reddit taking so long to load? Either way, before even looking at that, I see that it's like actively firing against an Ahriman up here. And so I'm wondering if this is even Yorha related. A part of me tells me it's probably something closer to the Bajdan front if it's not Yorha related, but we just fought a tank in Yorha. It is also possible that it's just a mount, but again, it looks like it's part of a cutscene because of the dialogue that's actually at the bottom. So that's the only thing that makes me somewhat curious about it. Let me see if I can find really happy, love the transparency. Oh, here's some positive comments. It does also mean that the Moogle Tome event you have until August 11th to actually collect that stuff. I saw someone comment on that here. No, yeah, I'm sure there is somewhere like a translation of these somewhere in all of this, but I remember reading, it's just somebody saying a couple of like kind of vague words I remember seeing earlier, but that's all I got for that. If you actually have a translation, put it in the comment section of the video below. I'd really appreciate that. And let me know what you think it's actually from, if it's a mount, if it's from Bajda, excuse me, Yorha, whichever one you actually think it is. Yorha is always going to be my first guess, though, with technology that looks like this. You can expect to see plenty more this month. They'll be releasing interviews and updates on the 5.3 site, so we'll have plenty of stuff to go over on the YouTube channel. And then also, Wednesday, July 22nd is going to be a letter from the producer live. We're expecting to see the trailer there and to get more information about the upcoming content. So, with that, we will have a steady drip of content throughout the rest of July. Expect a lot of little videos of new screenshots and stuff from the website over that. And again, everyone out there, please be safe, please be healthy, and please be considerate of others. It's more important than anything in these times, and I definitely want to encourage you to do those things. So thank you for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned. We'll have some more news and a couple other things coming on the channel over the next month while we're waiting on patch 5.3. I will see all of you then. Until then, take care.